if our country grow, we grow with our country. Jeddah was 5,000 people. We became 5 million people. So our company increased the same percentage. So my purpose is to help first the country, serve my people, because whenever there is a possibility, I can serve them.
I think we are all entering a new field. Saudi Arabia, I believe, will have an opportunity in this coming period, as our education system is quite ahead of its times, and the Saudi population are very hungry to develop innovation and to develop new ideas. Vision 2030 is looking at developing the economy and developing the soft quality assets of the Saudi people. We are doing that because we have a strong conviction that Vision 2030 will benefit the economy, society, and of course our group. We came out of the pandemic stronger than when we entered, but it taught us a lot of lessons. We were reborn, we're thinking differently, and we have a different approach today. It has accelerated our work, it has accelerated our willingness to adopt ESG goals, and it has accelerated our digitalization process.
It's not only about what are operations, whether profitable or not, but also are the products that we're making producing waste that are going to affect us down the line and create a less ideal world and environment that we're going to end up living in and we're going to pass on to the generations following us.
Technology has impacted so many different industries. Of course, healthcare is no different. The adoption of technology in healthcare has lagged behind other industries. Today, there's major strides in adoption of technology in healthcare. The impact is seen in supply chain, in customer facing, in the service industry of healthcare. It's much more personalized. These changes are seen today in the developed countries and already impacted. The young generation is tech savvy. The manufacturing world is moving towards a more technology-driven automation and robotics. And I think that marries very well with the young generation. Facilities today are going to adopt higher technology that requires people that will know how to run automation. And there's a good fit with the young people coming into this workforce now.
When you look at big data, there's so much data that can be analyzed in so many different ways. But ultimately, it's for us as decision makers to decide that what actual information do we want to get from this data and what actions are we going to take as a result of it.
Today, the patient should have access to new formulation of pharmaceutical as soon as they come out. That is a choice that the patient should have, allowing the patient to order online and receive it at home. The patient should have the choice of new formulation across the globe for his own benefit.
The Saudi market represents the majority of the total MENA region, and it's around 10 billion in USD, split it between the private and the government, with a ratio of 45% in the private and 55% in the government. Now, the market is shifting towards localization, and Saudi have started the journey of localizing the pharmaceutical industry quite later than other markets in the region, like Egypt and Jordan. In spite of that, today, Saudi is playing a major role in the production of pharmaceuticals for the local market and for the export.
Actually, the entire healthcare is moving from illness to wellness. And more emphasis now is given to prevention, wellness vis-a-vis patient treatments or treatments in general. Hence, everybody has to adapt to that new evolution of healthcare. Pharmaceutical companies have to be innovative, and private sector players have to fill in certain gaps in the value chain of the healthcare to be able to address patient desires, patient needs. Patients are now looking for the best option, and they want pharmaceutical companies to be prompt in that.
The e-commerce industry in the GCC region is growing 35 to 40% and has been for the past few years. This makes this region one of the fastest growth markets worldwide. E-commerce represents less than 4% of retail, so the potential for upside is tremendous. Technology and AI is enabling us to cater to the customer to the power of one, and using digital disruption create an infrastructure, an entire supply chain that is more efficient, that's more cost effective and it's much more disruptive, and ultimately the customer wins at the end, and the company that's able to create these enablers will be at the forefront.
What gives you resilience? Culture, talent, and ESG goals. When you follow protecting your environment, your society, and prioritizing them in a stage of uncertainty or ignorance, you are able to survive and ward off these difficult situations.